All right, fam, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be working on a 64 Skylark. Again, we've been moving real hard, real fast on this car, getting a lot done, and I'm super excited. If you recall from the last video, we went ahead and put in the 4L80E. You guys could see that there, the 4L80E freshly installed. And we got the firewall we had to cut, as well as the transmission tunnel we went ahead and cut out to get that to fit. So we're gonna rebuild that all in the future, but we need to first put in our cross member. Now, if you recall from videos long ago, we went ahead and modified our cross member, which was going to work out real well for us, but unfortunately with the 4L80E it's not going to work. The tail shaft on the 4L80E is a lot fatter, stubbier, so it doesn't stick out quite that far, and so basically we're getting blocked by our own cross member for the drive shaft to actually slip into the back of the tail shaft of the transmission. With that being said, we're gonna have to modify our cross member. Rather than modifying the cross member again, I'm opting to just build my own cross member. So I dug out some parts out of the remnants, and I think I have enough here to build a cross member that will not only mount our transmission, but allow for the 3-inch exhaust to pass through as well as close to the body as possible. However, that took me down a rabbit hole where I was thinking, how am I going to mount up the cross member to the frame? And I started thinking, well, what if I want to box the frame later? How am I going to do that? And do I need to make the cross member to where it can be adapted to the new boxed frame? And I started thinking, well, I just better box the frame now so I don't have to modify the cross member again later. So that's why you see the 4-inch plate steel there. I'm going to use that to box in the frame. So this video was going to be about building the cross member, but it turned into boxing in the frame of the 64. So we're going to go ahead and grab some cardboard and start tracing things out to see what size panels we need to build to weld into this frame in order to box it. So let me jump to it, and I'll get back with you guys after I traced out my pattern. All right, fam, as you can see, we did a lot of work under the Skylark. Now, I did a bunch of things off film. I didn't show taking the old fuel lines out, moving the emergency brake cable out of the way, as well as moving our brake line out of the way. Now, the hard brake line we're probably going to reuse, so I didn't damage or demo it completely. I just pulled it out of the way so it wouldn't get damaged while we're welding and grinding. Also, our new AN fuel line, I moved that out of the way as well so it wouldn't get damaged. That was running along the frame, so that's out of the way. Now, we also cut out our templates here for our new filler piece. I got it mocked up here on this sheet of steel. Now, this is just a mild steel, 1.25 on the thickness, and it's 4 inches wide. So we're going to go ahead and start marking this out with a Sharpie here so we can make these cuts and get this thing ready to tack weld in on the frame rails. Now, I tried this template on the passenger side and it seems to work well there too, so I'm not going to bother making a second template for the passenger side. I'm just going to use this driver side template for both. So let me go ahead and mark this out and get this cut up, and I'll cut up both sides and tack them in, and I'll get back with you guys. All right, fam, you can see we got both pieces cut out. These are the inserts that we're going to weld into our C channel to box in the frame. I got the driver's side as well as the passenger side. I also ground down all the welded edges that I'm going to plan on welding, so that way there's no contamination along the edge of my weld. And then I also wiped it down with rubbing alcohol and a rag just to make sure there's no oil from production still on our pieces. So now we're going to go underneath the vehicle. I'll take you guys along and we're going to tack weld these things in and see how they fit. And then once we have a good fit, we'll go ahead and finish weld the whole piece. And then after that's done, we'll go ahead and paint it up. So let me jump under the car and get these things welded in so we see how it looks. All right, fam, so we got everything welded up. Let's take a look. You guys can see we got the frame all welded up on the passenger as well as the driver's side here. Don't pay attention to the welds because I am not a welder by trade, but I assure you it is strong. We got plenty of penetration and these will work just fine. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and start painting it, and that way we could call this project done. But before that, I'm going to cut in and start working on my transmission mount. So I will cut back to you guys after I have it all painted to show you the final results. But this is going to be a different video doing the transmission mount. So let me go ahead and build out my transmission mount and I'll paint everything all at once. All right, fam, as you can see, we got it all painted up. I'm gonna go ahead and pull off the masking tape and paper so we could get a better look at our frame rails. We got them all boxed in. It is looking real nice. I do like it. And it's gonna make sure that we don't bend or twist the frame under load, because we do plan on putting out as much power as possible with our twin turbo LS build. So it was definitely important to go ahead and box in that frame rail. If you have an A body, you want to make sure you do this too, because these frames are not that stiff. You want to stiffen it up so that way you get less flex under load. So let me go ahead and pull this paper off real quick and we'll go ahead and wrap this video. All right, fam, so we got the frame all painted up and we got the masking tape and paper all pulled down. So let's take a final look at it. You can see we got the frame all painted up perfect. It's looking so super fresh. We got our cross member built right here in the garage. If you want to see that video though in its entirety, you're going to have to tap into the channel, because that video will be dropping after this one. But here's the frame completely painted. The transmission 4L80E fully installed, ready to go. And we got 4 grade A bolts per side on this cross member, so this thing is not going anywhere. So that's one final look at it. You can also see in the cross member we did put our notches in there for our dual exhaust on both sides of the frame. So that's going to work out real dope for us. All right, let me get out from underneath this vehicle. All right, fam, so we went ahead and fully boxed in our frame and painted it here on this GMA body. Now this is a 1964 Skylark and we're doing a lot of big things on this. Now that we have the frame capable of handling more horsepower, the next thing we're going to do is put in our radiator and our turbo. So don't miss any videos. Remember to tap into the channel. If you like what you saw today, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to be notified of my next episode, because I do drop bangers. And until next time, stay good, family. Peace.